All right. So we have another great clip here to take a look at. This one with the star of the media, the Golden Girl herself.
I hate you for that. I hate you for that.
I knew that was going to get at you.
What reference am I not understanding?
Golden Girls, I was a big fan.
It's like, it's okay. You're one of my best friends. You don't have to know the details of what made me who I am as a person. Just the small thing. It's a very small detail.
She's only worn the shirt like 3 times. Now we're going to be talking about a Golden Girl and Caroline.
No.
Love it.
That is not, stop trying to make that happen. That is not going to happen.
Yeah, so just for a little context, I have no idea what she's going to say here, but there has been mysteriously 10 scientists that have disappeared. And we're going to learn a little bit more about that here.
Peter.
Thank you. I have one for you and then one for Secretary Besson.
Sure.
For you, Caroline, there are now 10 American scientists who have either gone missing or died since mid-2024. They all reportedly had access to classified nuclear or aerospace material. Is anybody investigating this to see if these things are connected?
I've seen the report, Peter. I haven't spoken to our relevant agencies about it. I will certainly do that and we'll get you an answer. If true, of course, that's definitely something I think this government and administration would deem worth looking into. So let me do that for you.
Thank you. And Secretary Besson, it doesn't sound like we're going to have...
I love how she says that she's seen the report, because we all know what other report she fucking saw that she acted very quickly on.
Which one was that, Darren?
The Epstein files.
By the way, this isn't related to this specific issue, but it should be pointed out that it seems to have been proven correct. That the whole, like, Trump's weird response to him as Jesus thing being like, no, I thought I was a doctor in it. It seems to have been because Caroline Levitt and them told him to say that it was a doctored image, and he was just like, I thought I was a doctor. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do the Trump voice like Dane does, but
where do we think what do we think happened to these scientists? I mean, they just up and left. They had secure access.
when did it start?
2024.
You think that they're in hiding?
I mean,
What agencies did they work for?
Aerospace and nuclear.
we'll have to wait until they publish the report. No,
They're definitely not
Yeah.
looking into it. Like,
Oh, no.
they've been dropping all kinds of I just heard they dropped all of the antitrust cases that they had by the current DOJ once he got in office. They've been working on it for years.
Awesome.
yeah. So there's just casually 10 people with classified aerospace and nuclear information that we have no idea where they are, and
nobody seems worried about that.
yeah, no.
Just whatever.
We don't want Iran to get nuclear weapons, but we also have 10 people missing that had nuclear information.
I mean, if any, I'd put money on Iran being behind it.
But what in what context? Because if they're American scientists, are they gonna this is how the news is gonna come out. They're gonna say they were selling secrets, right?
Probably.
But the truth will be something completely different. But are you saying that Iran, your theory is that they killed them?
I think,
Or that they were connected with selling government secrets to them?
it could be any of several things. I just think ultimately Iran is responsible. They could be killed. They could be kidnapped. They could have been selling secrets and then get extracted. It could be any number of things. And the reason I think that is because Iran has hinted at having the capability to mess with the U.S. Like, there have been mystery drone flights that blocked off access to U.S. air bases in the middle of the fucking bombing. And the U.S. and Iran have been in a spook-off for decades at this point. You got things like Stuxnet, which is a computer worm that's spread all across the globe, specifically designed to check if it was in Iran, and attached to a centrifuge. Like, if anybody's behind spooky shit, it's them.
I don't know, you're sounding an awful lot like the State Department here, James. What if they just went camping,
I think the answer is a lot simpler, and it is Operation Paperclip. Is anybody familiar with Operation
Where
Paperclip?
we brought the Nazis in to help make the V2 bombs?
Yes, we got the Nazis in to help us get the nuclear weapons before they did, basically.
Are they
And it
Israel?
worked. Huh?
No, Operation Paperclip was post World War II. So that was
Wait, did I get my names wrong? Well, that's embarrassing.
pre World War II. A lot of smart motherfuckers saw the writing on the wall, and a decent amount of them ended up here. There was no Operation Paperclip before World War II.
Motherfucker.
No, it makes sense though. You either think that they see the writing on the wall and they're fleeing, or that somebody is trying to snatch our best and brightest.
I think it's that one. I don't think it's nefarious. I just think that they're like, hey, help us out with this, and then we'll protect you.
On the flip side, they could also have just jumped ship because they know that like in the US, if you're a felon, you can't own any firearms.
Yeah.
And we have a felon who has the nuke codes. So they might have said, like, I don't want to be
Involved
with that in any way.
Yeah. that
Honestly,
makes
I
the most
hope that it was a like an Andor situation where, if you haven't seen Andor, they kidnap a scientist who ends up programming a flaw in the Death Star, and that's what allows them to blow up the Death Star. That would be
Yeah.
sick if they like somehow. This is me putting on my Blue Anon hat. This is my Blue Anon hat today. That would be sick if they somehow like fucked with the entire U.S. nuclear program
Yeah.
and like just rendered it like
Yeah.
Yeah, like he goes to push the button one day and it just nothing.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Or they all
They're all aimed at the White House.
I mean,
on his location.
there's precedent for that anyway, because when Trump came in the second time, all the like fascist experts fled the country. So like,
True.
Have $3 a gallon gas by summertime, which we had initially been told by the energy secretary. He now says that it would be very aggressive if we're going to get to the $3 a gallon gas by the summer. So when are we really going to get $3 a gallon gas?
Well, I think that's going to be the up to how the negotiations go. President Trump said this morning that he thinks we're nearing the end. The U.S.
Motherfucker has been saying that since before we got in the war.
what have I been saying? There's that clip of Netanyahu where he's like, they're weeks away for the last 30 fucking years. That's what they do. They just keep saying, oh yeah, we're done. Like mission accomplished behind Bush with Iraq. Well before it was ever
Right.
actually, decades even, before it was actually done. Like,
Producer Pete has something.
Yeah, we really need to get a new camera. So make sure to send your donations in if you want
Yes.
want our operations to get a little bit better. But I just saw, and this fits in perfectly, a More Perfect Union article. YouTube, you probably seen
Oh, yeah.
myself or yourself,
Mhm.
and maybe other people do because it's very good. It's the speed that the last vessels left the strait are now arriving here because they travel at about the speed of a bicycle. So now they're starting to roll into our ports, the ones that like so
Before
price-
the straight got
before the
shut
straight
down.
got
So
shut
the
down.
last ships
The la-
are getting here now.
only now. So we haven't even seen an oil shortage yet.
Yep.
We are about to in the next coming months when that oil finally gets refined and sent out and is now we're drying up from that source. Yeah.
But hey, we got a couple weeks left of the war, guys.
But
they
now-
killed the 87-year-old Ayatollah that definitely didn't already have a replacement prepared.
Also to note, I think it's around roughly 20% comes from the strait for our oil.
Yeah, crude, yeah.
Crude, yeah. So, I mean, the private oil companies are going to use this as a big red flag, just like they did back in my time when I was your age, of Katrina hitting. Pre-Katrina, when I lived in Texas,
Not Katrina DeVille.
yeah, not Katrina DeVille, Katrina the hurricane, the storm. Anyway, Texas had sub $1 prices of gas a gallon.
That was when diesel went. It passed up gas and it's never came
back.
since then.
So, and since then, like oil barrel prices have been cheaper pre-Katrina, but have never gone down since then. So this is all going to be just used as another freaking excuse of like the new norm is $3 a gallon.
I mean,
the norm should be right now. It should be more like $2.50 a gallon. That should be where the norm.
You
That's
know,
what- that's where the
Lately, it
talking
be
point should
less
be.
than that.
But no, the talking points we're going to be sub $3 a gallon. No, let's make the talking point sub $2.50 a gallon.
but art of the deal, Mr. Trump is gonna pull something out when he's dealing with the rogue state of Israel. So
His floppy mushroom beans,
Nah.
and he waves it at them, and then they go,
Technically.
okay.
I think we should pitch a executive order to him to just substitute, like set the price of gas at $2.50 and then just subsidize the rest of it.
Yeah, do whatever.
A lot
you
of the
want.
price is just speculation, anyways. It's not
Yeah.
like actually goes down.
Let's talk like $2 in the gallon.
The shareholders, though, Alan. The
Dude,
shareholders.
their $2 billion yacht. I mean,
The wine don't look limp.
The pedant in me needs to say it isn't 20% of our oil, it's 20% of global oil, but a shortage somewhere has ripple effects
Yeah.
elsewhere, right? And
20% though is
20%,
still it's still way as a percentage.
That's
the
a lot.
price did not go up by 20%. It went up by
And
much-
there's always something too that, from a climate policy standpoint, you always hear a lot of times, especially on right wing sources, them saying, well, oh, we produce so much oil. The oil that we produce in the US, we cannot use.
no,
It is,
we
we need to refine it and we send it to other countries to be refined. So unless we're just going to build a bunch of refineries,
that's actually U.S. refineries, I believe, are set up for heavy sour crude, because that's where we imported it, or that's what we imported when we imported more. We are technically a net energy exporter, but fracking produces light sweet crude, and they did the math, and they figured that by the time they got light sweet crude refineries built, fracking would be depleted, so they didn't bother.
That makes sense.
I love capitalism so
Yeah,
much.
it's great.